Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for coming to the stream. And today we have a special guest with us. I know that some of you might know. This is Mr. Ukri Suvilehto. He is drummer of Abbath and has worked with many other bands. And he is a solo artist as well, who has worked on his records and as well has been a multi-talented instrumentalist. And today we are going to be discussing a lot of stuff regarding all musical ventures here and there, and discussing things with his elements that he has presented to Abbath as well, and to the other bands and all that. And we will definitely be coming back to the whole point of just living a normal musician's life. How does it go in these hard times? So, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you and welcome Mr. Ukri Suvilehto. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Ukri Suvilehto. Here he is, and I have to unmute him from Discord. Hello, Mr. Ukri. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thanks.
That is
it's been
really
a long time since we saw last time.
Absolutely, and I'm so thankful for you to be on the channel today and be part of this lovely discussion, chit chat, and all these kind of things that we are going to be looking forward to do.
Yeah,
and
me too, man.
It's been a while. It's definitely been a while. That's what I can say. So tell about it. Like, how has it been in these difficult times? How have you been coping up? What has been your routine, and what have you been up to?
Well, my routines these days are basically just drumming. My sitar is somewhere over there.
Right.
I've been playing a lot. I go to gym, write music, and at times I do drum lessons, but that's pretty much my life these days.
Right
it's
on.
Pretty easygoing, and it's been a good break as well. I've been enjoying these times as well, even though, of course, I miss playing live, but it's been a good break as well.
Right. I understand. So, generally how it happens, like in Twitch channel, I have viewers as well that who would be dropping in probably some questions as well that we can look into. And yeah, I have like all these discussions has been about not just regarding music, so we can, talk about different things around here, talk about how generally things are, what is the meaning of life? Well, not really. I mean, roundabout, all these ventures regarding that. But tell us about, like, most of the people nowadays actually know you from being the drummer of Abbath, but that has not been the case. You have been around with many other bands. You have been around basically doing your own solo project as well as a solo artist. You have released an album or EP particularly with that, and where you have played all the instruments, if I recall it correctly. So tell about from the start, like from the start of your life, like how did you come across music? What made you start playing or listening to music?
Well, music has pretty much been in my life since beginning. I grew up in a musical family. There's a lot of different kind of arts and culture that my parents have been doing always. So pretty much I didn't find music. Music just found me, I guess.
All right. Well, that's pretty nice. So at what age did you come across, let's say, what was the first band that you listened to, and what was your age that you came across? What was the first thing that you say, like, oh my God, that's the thing, that's why I want to become a musician?
I think the first band that I was really like fan of was Abbath.
All right.
So first Abbath and then Abbath.
Then Abbath, yeah. Abba and Abbath. Well,
yeah, I was a fan, and I'm still a fan of Abba band.
Right.
But I guess how I got into rock music was AC/DC, and finding that band that pretty much got me into playing guitar
Right.
Originally, I really wanted to pursue into playing guitar more than playing drums, but
Right.
yeah, drums came later on.
All right.
I started playing guitar first. I would learn these simple blues riffs from AC/DC, like Safe in New York City, or some of the more newer stuff on guitar. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's where I found my passion to rock music.
Right. Right.
And of course, then later on, I came across Metallica. Um, my cousin, who was and still is a very talented guitar player, he introduced me into Metallica, and that's where I found my passion for metal music
Right.
and drumming as well.
Right. So I would presume that of course Lars Ulrich has played a huge role in your playing. That's been the case around here.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Exactly. So I mean, so you were a guitar player first, and then you started picking up drumming. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, yeah. Well, more it was that see my playing really started in a band environment rather than picking up drums or guitar as an like individual instrument, because my father is a music teacher, and I
Right.
followed my cousin and my brother a couple years older than me to the band class that my father was doing. And
Uh-huh.
I was hoping to go there to start playing guitar, but
Right.
the the situation was that I would not start playing any instruments like as an individual instrument, doing all the rehearsing by myself, but more that I started directly in a band.
Mm-hmm.
And the situation in the band very soon was that there were three guitar players already.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, their drummer left, so basically, I started playing drums by accident.
I see. I see. So it
My
was a
father
pure
gave me
accident.
the drumsticks, and I remember going to one of the schools that he used to do the classes. That
Mm-hmm.
we would go there and just practice the humpakompi,
Yeah, 4x4s.
as you call it. Yeah, without a seat. So I
Oh
would
wow.
drum it standing
Holy shit. But that's something.
without a seat. That was fucking wild.
Right.
But and believe me, I had no natural talent in drumming. I
Okay.
don't think so.
Oh damn. Okay. But you
My
got to the
tempo
point
would
that
be
now,
climbing up and going down in matter of few seconds.
right?
And
But
yeah, I really sucked at drums.
but hey, considering that you are now a professional worldwide recognized drummer, so that's I think it led to
It's ridiculous.
it led to a better direction somehow, somewhere. You know, it did play its part.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so what do you remember? What did you do? You still have your first guitar, by the way?
Yes, I actually do have it.
All right.
But the first guitar that I was playing for a couple of years was not actually my own.
Mm-hmm.
But I have my own first guitar here. This is LTD.
Oh wow. So this was your
I don't know
first.
how you call it, but yeah,
This is the
it's crazy.
right. This is the Alexi Laiho's model.
It's not his signature, but
Not signature,
it
but
looks
like
like.
I mean that's where
Yeah,
it all started. I mean
yeah,
that was the first
yeah, yeah,
thingy, and then of course it
yeah.
went into the production line
I
as well.
ordered this guitar from someone in Germany
Mm-hmm.
at the age of, I think, 10.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had a band which I had so proudly titled by Slayer's song Angel of Death at age of 10.
Wow. Think about that. Think about that. Right in the full metal guns blazing mode, right? So
Mhm.
if you can count on your fingertips, or basically if you can count on your fingers, how many bands have you been in? Start counting.
Well, I have to count. I think it's something like 10 or plus 10.
Hmm. Right. And on and
Yeah.
off, of course. I mean, these are the bands that you have been in, but of course, you have worked with many different projects, or you have, filled in many different musicians
Yeah.
as well. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
most of you people might not know, but actually, Ukri and I, we have known each other since more than 5 years. We met long time back, which is already 5 years. For me, it's a long time. And fortunately, we had a tour together when Whispered, a band from Finland as well, was opening for Winter Sun on the first European tour for the Forest Seasons album. And Ukri was with Whispered playing drums with them. And that's where we got more acquainted because, of course, we were living in the same bus. And for a month, roundabout month, yeah, 1 month, 31 days. So 1 month.
5 weeks. Yeah.
Exactly. 5 weeks, yeah. So it was, yeah, actually, it was 5 weeks. That was, yeah, more than a month. Well, yeah, true that, true that. I forgot about that. In some parts, we had a run of 6 days straight as well, then 1 day off. That was some very
Yeah.
interesting tour
I
that we
think
had.
I think that was the longest tour I have done in like one one region or one continent, or how you call it, but
Right.
longest tour in Europe or any continent. Yeah.
I see. I see. Well, talking about that, tell about it. Like, how did you come across? I mean, I'll jump back and forth from, a different era
Yeah.
of your playings. Um,
Yeah.
so how about you came to the point that, okay, that you would be playing with Whispered for a while? What happened there? How were you approached, or what was the whole story behind that?
Yeah. So 2017, the situation with Whisper before the European Forest Tour was that um, their previous drummer Jussi
Mm-hmm.
was occupied with his day job and probably his family as well.
All right.
So he was not able to um, commit to the tour of 5 weeks. And
Right.
that's where Whisper started looking for a drummer for that tour.
Right.
And actually, I'm not sure if Joni, who is kind of the mastermind, so to speak, in the band,
Right.
if he was the first one to contact me, but I remember that there were actually many musicians who were suggesting me for that gig
Right.
from Finland. I think there were musicians from Stratovarius and some others who said that you should contact Ukri, and yeah, so he did. He only contacted me,
Right.
and very fast I approved to do that.
Right. Right. So was it
I was
was
a little
the
bit nervous. I was a little bit nervous to do it because not so many people actually are aware of that. I have not been touring, like really touring, for more than 3 years actually.
right.
I've been touring in Finland, I've been doing this and that, YouTube, whatnot, for over a decade, but actually 2017, that was my first tour ever.
Right. I see. I
So yeah,
see. Interesting. I mean,
that was
but
great.
like, was the European tour the first step that you joined Whispered with, or did you play some shows before as well?
That was the first step.
Ah, okay. So all guns in, like there we
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
5 weeks,
I had
bam.
Yes, I had never met the band. I
Right.
knew nobody from the band, and I actually didn't even know the band.
Oh wow. Oh wow. That's a start. Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So how about the other bands? For instance, I know that you've worked with Wolfheart as well. You've worked with Before the Dawn. How did that come about?
Hmm. Yes. So I got to know Tuomas Saukkonen, obviously the guy before behind Wolfheart and Before
Right.
the Dawn, and so many different bands from the past. I got to know him. I think we contacted first in Do you know this IRC gallery?
Oh,
This
hell yeah. Old
very
school.
old,
Indeed.
yeah,
Indeed, indeed,
very old
indeed.
school platform. I
Indeed.
think that was the first time that me and Thomas connected,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, could say that we became friends. And 2012, if I remember correct, Before the Dawn had just released a new album, Rise of the Phoenix, which was also their last album
Right.
that they ever did, at least so far.
All
Which
right.
was an album of their new lineup, and
Right.
it also meant changing their style as well. So changing from this more melodic hard rock type of music, they changed to way more aggressive style of metal. And I think they had a drummer already then, but he was not able to attend to the tour of the new album for some reason. And that's when Thomas asked me to join Before the Dawn as a session live drummer. I played roughly 10 gigs with them, also on a music video, Pitch Black Universe. And that was the story. And next year, for the same reason, replacing the same drummer, basically, Jonas, who was playing drums in Before the Dawn, joined Wolfheart. And
Mm-hmm.
I had to replace him on a music video.
I see.
So it's only one music video I did for Wolfheart, but that was a really cool thing to do.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that was, but you have played some shows with them as well?
Actually, I haven't played with Wolfheart,
I see. I see.
so that
And
was only a music video.
right. And what about Delirium's Order? Where did that come about? How did that come to play?
That's a long time ago.
Right.
I think that's 10 years ago since I contacted with that band.
Right.
I think I sent a message to Juha, the visionary behind the band. I was 16 back then.
Right.
And I think it was Rainer Tuomikanto, the drummer you have played as well with, right?
Sure. He was with me in QS at the time when the new lineup came in. Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
So I think I heard from Delirium's Order from Rainer originally.
I see. Okay.
And, I sent a message to Juha, and he basically said that I was too young to play drums in his band
Oh shit.
as
Okay.
a 16-year-old. And of course, living in Tyrnävä, this hellhole I'm also currently in. So I think they got the drummer of Treystone.
Petri
Do you know the band?
Petri Kurtila. Yes.
Yes, Petri.
Perttu.
Yeah.
Perttu. Sorry. Perttu. Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. Because he filled in for Rainer as well when we went to Russia for 3 dates.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Anyway, a year later, Juha actually contacted me again, and I was apparently old enough, so I was 17, to join the band.
Wow.
And we did an album,
Right.
which was kind of a successful album for that genre of music, technical death metal or whatever, progressive. We even hit the Finnish indie charts, I think, as a number of 8
Okay.
during a week when the album was released.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty interesting. Okay. But like there have been other bands as well. Of course, you have really worked with And what was the longest band that you would say that you have worked with from the present till now? So would that be Delirium's Order? I mean, from that time till present.
Yes, probably Delirium's Order, but I have not been an actual member of the band since 2013 probably.
Uh-huh.
So the dynamic changed a bit. I
Sure.
actually.
But you did the Tuska show with them, didn't you?
Yeah,
Just about,
yes.
what was it, 2 years ago?
Last year.
Was it last year? Oh, yeah. Right,
Last
right,
year.
right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it
That
just
was
seems
actually
like because of
the
these,
first
Corona fucking times, it just seems everything happened like 2 years ago or 3 years ago. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That was actually the first show of the band for 7 years.
Wow.
It happened on the same exact date in the same exact place in Tuska Festival, just 7 years after.
Right. Wow.
Which was
Interesting.
It was nice experience. Of course, with that band since 2013,
Mm-hmm.
everybody pretty much went to different paths. Just usual life stuff. Some got families, some were studying, and so pretty much the band was on a hiatus for 7 years until we got the latest album, Singularity, out last year.
Right. Interesting. Talking about like for the fact that Delirium's Order played 7 years ago in Tuska and then played again in Tuska. What would you say, not regarding Delirium's Order, but like talking about all the bands that you've been in, what has your favorite gig been? Festival or a club show? Let's say, what was your favorite festival show and what was your favorite club show that you can, immediately recall? There might be many. I can imagine. Yeah.
Immediately, I can recall that one of my favorite festivals, club shows ever, was in Costa Rica last November with Abbath.
All right. Okay.
That was crazy. It was one of the biggest club shows I have ever played. There were probably around 900 people, fucking crazy out there.
Right.
What would be a festival?
Mm-hmm.
Probably Numerok.
Okay. With which band?
Twice with Abbath.
All right.
I
Okay.
played there last time in 2018 with Abbath.
Right.
It was a one-of-a-kind show. It was probably around 6 degrees Celsius.
Oh yeah.
Typical.
Oh, typical.
Finnish midsummer feast, by the way. Those who don't know out there, Numerok is a festival which is organized during a midsummer feast in Finland. So
Exactly.
And it's many years that I've been hearing that it's been snowing there during the festival.
Yes, exactly. I mean, when the Winter Sun show was in 2017, we had actually played the whole show absolutely in the rain. Me and Temu were completely wet all the time. So that's just Numerok for you. And best part was the whole weather was all right till the point we got on stage and bam, it started raining. Like, what the fuck? Because before us, like on the same stage, Mokoma was playing, and right after Mokoma, of course, the changeover was there. I don't remember the other band which was playing, but immediately when our intro hit, bam, it started raining, and we were like, okay, that's just fucking fantastic. I mean, like, our hands were frozen nearly, and we were like, okay, what the hell is going on? That was crazy. But that's Numerok for you, so I can imagine like it's pretty chilly out there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you know the infamous saying by Abbath in Tuska, probably 2006 or later with Immortal, when he said, "Fuck the sun."
Fuck the sun.
Yeah. Have you heard of that saying?
No. But I bet Abbath has many of them. I mean, yeah,
I was not there, but
right.
yeah, the saying became about Immortal was about to start playing a song called "The Sun No Longer Rise,"
Okay.
and it was cloudy, cloudy weather all day, and Abbath says something like, "This next song is gonna be titled The Sun No Longer Rise," and then all of a sudden the sun comes out from behind the cloud, and
Right.
Abbath said, fuck the sun, we'll play anyway."
Yeah. Well, that's fucking legend. Fucking legend. So tell us about like Abbath.
Yeah,
How has it been like to work with him? Like tell the really interesting elements about like working with him. How is it?
it's good. Overall, it's crazy. It's totally like different kind of dynamic than with any of the band or with any of the other musicians I've been working with.
Right.
But yeah, it works pretty well. I think that like with any other band or musician, it actually takes some time to kind of find the right dynamics between different people. And I consider Abbath more as a band than a solo project. And I think that's also what he has been referring as, that it is a band. But of course, there has been a lot of lineup changes throughout the years, also during my time in the band. So I've been playing with several different people with the band. So it's been in a constant state of change all the time, basically.
Right. 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 But like, how many shows have you done with Abbott so far? Like, is it the band that you have done the most shows with, or?
Absolutely,
All
absolutely.
right.
I think during last 2 years, I have probably played more shows than ever before.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
It's hard to say how many shows it is like overall, but I played multiple tours, probably around 20 festivals.
Right.
I would say it's probably more than 100.
All right. All right. I see. I see. Talking about that,
How about you?
huh?
Do you have any counts on how much shows have you been playing with Winter Sun?
Oh, no idea. No idea. As you know, I mean, like Winter Sun is kind of the band that when we do the tours, then we do the tours. When we don't, then we are silent. So we have been silent for a little while now. It's been about a year, obviously, and of course, this year nothing happens. But even the
Yes,
last year, we didn't have that many shows either. But
yes.
I would say, if I can recall, it was around in 2 years' time, 2.5 years' time, we did 140 shows. I think so. If I don't remember, but that's the vague number that I can recall. I need to really ask again, like how many shows we have done. Like I don't remember, but something around that amount. But
That's quite a bit,
yeah,
sure.
yeah. I mean, 2.5 years time. I think that's quite a number that we did, like since 2017 and until 2019, mid of it. So I think that was a good run that we had. We had two major European tours, then we had one major North American tour, and then we had the Asian tour as well, where we spent like 2.5 weeks, I think. Three shows in Japan, 3 shows in Australia. No, there were 2 shows in Australia. No, 3 shows in Australia. Well, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. It's not about me here today. It's all about you. So we gotta get back to the point of getting to know your experiences around the gigs and so on, which I was getting to was the interesting part that most of us musicians who have played professionally as well, we have done and come across very interesting shit shows that we call the worst nightmares. Which is the worst nightmare show that you can recall that comes immediately to your mind? and definitely like explain why.
Well, definitely the the most horrible experience on stage was at the end of our South American tour last November, when basically the whole tour was just canceled
All
right
right.
away after the. And I'm pretty sure that you recall some of those events.
Right, right, right.
And yeah,
But that is due to the external unfortunate situations. But what I meant is like, what do you recall as it being on the stage and shit going bad? Like, the nothing
yeah,
is
yeah.
working, things like that. Or so what can you remember with that? I mean, besides that, that is understandable. But I think that is an external problem that is
Yes, yes.
unfortunate. But for me, if I recall immediately in Winter Sun Time, one of the worst shows out of the hat would be Rome, and you remember it if you recall.
Yes.
That was for me with Winter Sun Time era. That was probably one of a kind of a show. So at least okay, from my
Well,
side, that was the one. What have you experienced?
I think the good thing that we both can probably agree that most of the worst shows are due to external things, right?
Hmm. Sure.
Mm, I remember the first tour that I did with Abbath was in Russia.
Uh huh.
We had we had I think we had 10 or 11 shows in 12 days.
Hmm.
I don't know if you have been touring in Russia, but it's just basically like in Asia or South America, you're just flying from place to another.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, it was stressful tour, but one of the technical problems that I had a lot during that tour was that I could not get most of the snare stands high enough, because I always play snare really high.
Okay.
I sit high and I try to get the snare really high. And most of the stands that I were using could not get high enough. So I tried to get them as high as possible, to the point that they would actually get loose.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
remember yes, I remember this one particular show in Russia that the whole snare stand during a song started to fall apart.
Right.
And our guitar tech Mateus came um, from behind my seat,
Right.
trying to screw it tight during when I was playing, but the snare was falling apart really. And that was a very common theme also during the whole tour, pretty much. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. But like, what was the reason? I mean, like the stand that was provided to you, was it that short?
it was really short. Yeah,
Oh.
but I think that is a general problem for me, because
Hmm.
I just play really high. I have everything really high, and I sit really high. So
I see.
that is a very common problem, actually.
Right. Okay. Tell about what was your favorite memory from whichever tour that you would recall, and you would say like, "Wow, that's a memory that I recall immediately. Good times."
That would be spending multiple days in Mexico in between of North American and South American tours. So
Oh yeah.
we had a tour of 4 weeks in North America before, and we had like 3 days off in Mexico. We had time to explore Guadalajara, also some other cities and neighbor villages around. So pretty much just that you could explore. And enjoy the food and take it easy.
How many days was it?
It was around 3 days, I think.
Oh, that's sweet. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know as well that so many people are constantly saying us touring musicians that, oh, you get to see so many places, you get to go here and there, see
Yeah,
different.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Uh,
So, what
it's
have you
not
seen?
really.
How was it? Yeah, I saw the airport and the hotel and the venue. What?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was nice.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah, yeah, I can imagine. Like that can be. I still recall that you have done that as well. If you have gone to different places, you have stayed there as well after the tour has finished, or like
Yeah,
especially I
yeah.
think when you went to India as well, you did play with Abbath in India as well, right?
Yes, yes,
And then you stayed there for how many days? I think you stayed there for a week and a half afterwards, right?
yes. Something like that.
Exactly.
Closer to 2 weeks, probably. Yeah,
Right.
almost 2 weeks, I would say.
Right. So how was your time in India?
Oh man, that was wild
In which way?
in all ways, but
Okay.
mostly positive. But
Right.
uh, the whole beginning of 2019 was very hectic for me because
Right.
I had been solo traveling in Southeast Asia, including Thailand and Cambodia for 3 weeks
Ah, yeah. Right.
during
Hmm.
during January and February,
Right. Right.
and I actually flew back to Europe for 6 days only to rehearse with Abbath and then flying to India
Right. 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 Right.
to play one show. And it was not in my plans, but as usually, I keep my plans open. So when I have an opportunity or I want to stay in certain location after playing there very many times, I do it. And this was also the occasion. So I spent a few days in Bangalore
Right.
after playing a show, co-headlining the Bangalore Open Air.
Right.
And then I flew by myself to Varanasi, which is a kind of a whole spiritual pilgrimage of Hindus.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That was that was wild.
Okay. I understand. I can just imagine only. Right. What about
Yeah.
the food? How have you?
Oh man, I love Indian food.
Right.
I especially during the quarantine. I don't know why I've been doing that, but more than before, I've been going to restaurants, picking up some food, and
Right.
I know I'm not the only one. I'm not sure if you have been doing that, but many people during the quarantine have been picking up food more than usually from restaurants. Uh, to me, especially during the spring, for some reason, I would constantly be picking up Indian food.
I see.
I don't know, man. I just love it.
No,
And
that's
Asian food in general, fucking brilliant.
well, that's great. That's good to know. But at least, I mean,
Yeah.
in my case, I haven't been like a depending on the time, I've been so busy that generally, of course, I tend to cook nowadays quite less as being a professional chef. It's like once you have done it professionally, you just don't want to fucking do it. Like
Oh yes,
you actually
I
remember
remember that.
we talked about it. Like there was a plan eventually that hey, let's do something together. But like yeah,
Yeah,
it's been the plan went out somewhere. Plan went to vacation,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
so just it makes you and else than working most of the time I've been spending in the studio working on different things, so it just would have been difficult for me to go back and start cooking. So I have ordered most of the time food from
Yeah,
different places, but then again I haven't gone to a restaurant to pick up the food because that's a different it has a different feel to it because you go there, you get out, you pick up the food, you're more I'm talking now the chef world, like, because when you cook the food, you are more closer to the food and you have a good relationship with the food. It's like the same way of recording something by yourself and releasing something by yourself. It's a completely different
Yeah, yeah.
scenario. So yeah, I haven't done that much in the Corona time, but mostly I've been. If I did something very quickly just to feed myself and get to work back again. But
Yes.
yeah, I can totally relate to it. But did you get any kind of like troubles with the Indian food being in India? Because most of the people always have that uh, a wrong imagery, as we all have from different corners of the world, which is complete bullshit that we don't know about. But we always have that assumption, like, ooh, hygiene bullshit. Like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna shit in my pants. But like, did
Yes.
you did did you have any of those experiences in India as well?
I had.
It's,
But
yeah,
here's the thing. Here's the thing.
yeah.
The only problem that I had in India was that I could not get spicy food enough. Seriously.
Voila, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, did you like? Okay, what was the reason? Because you said that you would like to have it spicy, and they thought like, wow, not really. Or was it like they didn't even see you, and you still did not get something spicy?
I don't know. I don't know who was the reason behind that, but I ordered spicy food and I did not get it.
Oh, something happened. We have to check on it again. Like, okay, hello, what just happened? Where did somebody go? Oh, I have to bring him back. Hello, we are back again in the house. I don't know, for some reason, this Discord nowadays is doing this thing that if you're not active for a little while, it just throws you out. That's pretty nice. Anyways, you're back again. So, what was the most, like, what was your favorite Indian food that you used to take most of the time when you were there?
I'm sorry, Asim. Your
Yeah.
camera is okay. Now I see it.
Hmm.
My favorite Indian food was, uh, uh, I think that was chicken vindaloo.
Uh huh. Vindaloo is
I
generally
went to
supposed to be spicy by itself.
yes, I went to this kind of a special Indian restaurant where they would actually pick up a chicken. If you order chicken, they will go get a real chicken for you and they will cook it.
Uh huh. It starts
So
from the
that part
start.
was
Exactly. Okay.
yes,
Interesting.
yes. So
Interesting.
yeah, that was really good.
Okay. So you had a
Yeah,
good time. That's the most important part. And but still you
I had
say
a
that
good time.
but you would still give the hats off to Mexico more than India.
No, but actually, mm, you asked me before what was my favorite experience or memory from a tour.
Right. Right.
So
But
our
this
time in Mexico was a part of the tour.
part of the
My
tour,
trip in
right.
India was not part of the tour.
All right. So
With Abbath.
if you now consider like what that was in my questions as well, um, what would be the favorite part of the world for you to go to? Where would you like to revisit and say like, oh my god, I really am missing this place and want to go back there again and craving to be there?
Um, well, actually, one of the continents is actually North America for me,
Mm-hmm. Right.
especially USA.
Right.
And some people um, totally disagree with this. Of course, America has different sides to it, but
Mm-hmm.
I was there only for a one tour so far. I really hope that there will be a lot more travels to USA and North America. I really enjoyed my time
Right.
in many of the cities, especially in California. But I really like South America, Brazil, Argentina was great. I also stayed there for 2 weeks, roughly after um, our tour there
Mm-hmm.
in South America.
Right.
But also, I really enjoy visiting those Southeast Asian countries, including Thailand and Cambodia, for example. India is great, but it's way too fucking many people in most of the places.
Right. It's too filled up. It's too filled up.
Absolutely,
I understand.
absolutely.
I understand. Okay, well, getting to the whole point of traveling, um, I bet you love to travel, and now because of this situation that we have, of course, we are not able to travel that much nowadays. But do you think you already have some plans booked for 2021, considering regarding tour wise or regarding concerts that are going to be away from the homeland, so to speak, Finland?
No,
Okay.
I actually have no plans.
Okay. Well, that was
Um,
okay. That was
I cannot. I cannot do. I wouldn't do like actual plans because there is no any kind of certainty how the world will actually be. But I'm hoping for the best that there will be opportunity for us to play live and tour again and
yeah.
go traveling. If that will be possible, I will definitely come up with something.
Right.
But I wouldn't do any planning right now to not to disappoint myself.
I understand. I understand that
If,
totally. Right. So what about like what are your hobbies besides music, for instance? What do you love to do besides being your work? What else is there that you really love to do or want to do?
well, I've been enjoying lately. It's really easygoing life. I go out a lot to walk here in this rather peaceful area with my dog.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Outdoor swimming has been on my list since April, actually.
Right.
So I started doing that pretty early, and I'm actually striving to continue doing that
Mm-hmm.
for the whole year.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. That's pretty
Yeah,
outdoor swimming. Like basically, people who don't know, Finland is considered to be the land of the lakes. So this land literally have lake in every other corner, and they're not a puddle of lakes. It's like huge fucking lakes most of the time. And if I am corrected, please correct me, my viewers, if you know better. But I'm certain that Finland has 180,000 lakes, over 180,000 lakes. So, as what Ukri is explaining as well, outdoor swimming means going into the lake and swimming, and that's a very pleasurable experience, to say the least, especially right after the sauna.
yes.
Exactly. So
Have you actually done it during winter?
I've done it in -40, my friend. I've done it in Lapland. I've done the ice, water jumping. So that was that's one hell of an
Yeah,
experience
yeah,
to remember. Exactly.
yeah.
Pretty heavy stuff.
Yeah. When the water is really cold, I consider it to be not as safe
Hmm.
to go to swim after sauna as going without any shower or sauna. You just go there,
Dip in. Yep.
yeah, and
Exactly.
I mean not your water, your head usually,
Yep.
but yeah, you just get dry and yeah.
Exactly.
But
But
I think it could be a bit more dangerous even to uh, first go to sauna and then jump to water,
yeah.
right? Because it's a massive change of temperature for the external environment and also probably your internal
Correct.
degree.
Correct.
So I don't know. That's my
No, but
feeling.
that's correct. That's correct. I mean, as long as you don't dip your head in, you just go slowly in and you just come out. It's not like dipping in, started swimming around, because that could you could lose your consciousness. I mean, you could be ciao
Yeah.
ciao down there, bye bye, because
Yeah.
sudden shift of the blood flow that could just floop.
Yeah.
You would be
Yeah.
you can black out. So that's basically the thing.
Yes.
But you, as like every Finn, most of all, I think most of the Finns have done that. Not every Finn, but Damnation Plan used to have this kind of like a tradition that there was a certain date that we had. We have done it in 3 consecutive years, actually 4 consecutive years, and then we stopped for some reason. That we had a specific date that when there was a huge snow pile, we would just get out of the sauna, and of course we live in apartments, so the block buildings, and right after the sauna, get out complete naked. Of course, that's the tradition. Complete naked, jump into the snow pile, get up, and then go upstairs back into the sauna. That's still a normal temperature. I bet you have done that too, right? But at the same experience that I did, yeah.
Yes, but I really prefer going swimming in the cold water.
Right. Yeah.
Going into snow pile is almost like taking a cold shower. I mean, I take cold showers every day, but
right.
I don't like it.
Exactly.
I prefer going completely to the cold water and swim.
Right.
Yeah.
But that snow has an effect as well on your body as well. It's like as a burning effect. It really hurts. It can really fucking hurt. And I remember that I did that in a proper sauna in Lapland in negative 44 degrees and went outside and jumped into the snow. And oh my God, it's like as if your you really feel like as if your skin is burning. It's really that. And after that, I stopped doing it in that temperature. But then Damnation Plan's tradition kept on going. So yeah, yeah, that is not recommended, but once in your lifetime, you should experience that at least. For the people who don't know how well, Winter Sun is known for the sauna. But that's not the sauna we're talking about here. We're talking about the proper sauna experience that everybody should have. Not the ones that you generally have in the hotels, because those are different types of saunas. I'm talking about a traditional wood sauna, like a proper Finnish summer cottage sauna. That's an experience you should really have. Okay, so...
Can I tell you something?
Please do.
Actually, years ago when I still used to make drumming videos, because most of my covers that I made are recorded in this same room where I'm
wow.
at. Actually, this room is built by my father and my brother 11 years ago. This room is inside a cold warehouse where there is no warm. It's totally cold most of the year. I mean, during winters, but we built this studio room 11 years ago, and back in the day when I used to make videos, people would all the time comment that the Finnish guy is playing in a sauna.
I was just thinking about it because, of course, the background, the wood structure looks like as if he's in the sauna. Yeah, right.
Yes.
And most of
there
you...
Is actually,
yeah. Please go ahead.
Sorry, there is actually a wooden sauna just behind this wall.
Do you kind of are in a sauna then?
kind of, yeah.
Exactly.
It's just one wall.
Exactly.
Between.
It's just one wall. It's just the one wall. That's it. Exactly. Okay, well, that's quite interesting. Most of you people would not know the fact that actually Ukri had been Ukri got his recognition around due to YouTube. So he used to make a lot of YouTube drum videos, which you are able to see, as you would see around in that corner above Ukri. I think I have to point it in the right direction. You would see above Ukri, I have mentioned the Ukri's URL for YouTube. So you guys should definitely check his channel out and check out all the videos that he has done. And there are some, of course, live videos from different tours that he has been around as well. So just consider that this is the room, as he mentioned, where he has been doing these things a lot.
Yes.
And you just posted
The
recently.
sanctuary.
You just recently posted a 10-year-old video as well, right? If I remember it correctly. I don't know, like about a month ago
Probably.
or something, I think.
Yeah. I go along these throwbacks every now and then, so I
Okay.
probably did. I don't remember.
Getting back to music, tell me about your biggest influence. Like the first name that pops up.
um,
Boom.
Metallica.
All right. Okay.
Not only Lars Ulrich, Metallica.
Completely as like a band.
Yes.
Oh yeah. All right. Yep.
Metallica, Meshuggah for sure is one huge influence because during my whole childhood, I've been going kind of these different sort of phases, which is kind of interesting because um, I started listening metal music from the old school thrash metal, and eventually kind of going through the whole history of metal and extreme metal till what it is now.
Right.
But because I started listening to metal, I'm still young. I'm 26. So I started listening to Metallica around 2002.
Right.
And it's crazy because there were so many different bands of their time and their highlights, which I had no idea until years later. So
Sure.
I would start from Metallica and go like chronologically from that time to what it is now. So
Right. Okay.
there's been many phases. First there was thrash metal, then there was black and death metal,
Mm-hmm.
melodic death metal,
All right.
all this stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But have you? I bet you have. You must have definitely seen Metallica. How many times have you seen Metallica?
I've seen them twice, I think.
All right. Well, that's and where would that be?
The first was in Sony Sphere,
All right.
2014.
Right.
The next time was in, I think it was in the Ice Hall in Helsinki, 2018.
2018 Ice Hall.
Yes,
Really?
or
That's
Hard
small.
Hall.
2018.
It
That
was in,
has to be of course we met there as well. Don't you remember? Because Hannu took me there. Or we didn't meet, but like that was Hardball Arena. It wasn't Ice Hall.
yes, yeah.
Of course, of course. That was when the center of the whole podium was there. Um,
So
yeah,
how did you
2000.
like the show?
Show was great. That was my first time seeing Metallica as being like the biggest fan of, well, like huge fan of Metallica. That was my first time seeing, and of course James was just very close by distance as well. So that was very much for me like amazing, and of course seeing all the guys, it was an experience to remember still. And I still
Yeah.
don't remember much of the playing wise because of course I was in awe, of course, seeing the idols for the first time of like a dream come true kind of. And I have to give my hats off to Hannu, our lighting technician who has been with the Winter Sun. Of course, you know Hannu, uh, but he took me there as a present, and that was just incredible for me. It was really great. But then, yeah, there were some times, of course, musical wise, that's like, well. well, somebody's behind the drums, uh, and then the second time I saw them was in Hammondlin when they just came with Ghost as
Oh,
like
yeah.
the headlining tour that they were doing. Um,
Was that last year?
that was last year, yes, exactly. And me and Miro and my girlfriend were there as well. So, but that was the time when I was really concentrating on listening to the music. But the outdoor show was by itself amazing as well. But to me, the music was as solid as it is. But you know, you know, all the guys have been around, so yeah, it's been a long time they've been around. So it makes
Oh yeah.
sense that if things don't hit on the right time, so fucking what? It's the attitude, and they still got it, no matter what.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Was that the show that they played? Pitkä kuuma kesä. Do you remember?
Yes, exactly. Yes, absolutely. Oh yeah, exactly.
That was so
Everybody went
fucking good.
crazy. Yeah, everybody
Yeah.
went crazy because Metallica does that. They did that. That every country they went
Yeah.
to, they have picked up one of the songs of the country's most popular band, and then Trujillo and Kirk Hammett, they make their own rendition and try to do that. Like in Germany, they did Du hast of Rammstein, and they like things like that. So that's pretty awesome. And in Finland, they did this Pitka Kuuma Kesä. And he sang pretty well, actually. He sang
Oh
pretty
yes.
well.
Yeah,
He did very nice
yeah.
pronunciation of Finnish language, which is not easy
That
for an
was
American.
that was really good. I think Trujillo must have put a lot of effort for learning that.
Mhm. True, then.
Yeah.
That is absolutely true. But considering that, have you. Okay, Metallica as a band has been your biggest influence, but would you consider them as idols as well?
Hmm. Well, yeah. Well, I guess if you ask if a 10-year-old me, I would say that they are my idols.
Right.
But
Mhm.
currently, I wouldn't really idolize people.
Okay, I
I
understand.
would appreciate and be a fan of what people do, but I wouldn't really set anybody on a pedestal, so to speak.
Right, right, right. No, I understand. But I think that happens to eventually when you become like from when you go into this realm of becoming a professional musician, you start concentrating on so many different things that then the idealism becomes different. It just varies, and but
Absolutely.
in the same case, like for me as well, my biggest idol, who I still consider the one who I have learned a lot from as musically and through knowing all the stories behind, has been Dio, and that's pretty much it. Else than that, would I consider like James Hetfield being my idol and whatnot? No, I mean, like I've looked up to him in many different ways and learned a lot from that band too. But I wouldn't say that oh my god, my idols and so on. I would probably kind of lose my shit when I would see him. That's for sure. But
Yeah, yeah.
not like that. Oh, you know, end of day and
Yes.
night. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I see what you mean.
but have you met Metallica?
I haven't.
Okay. Okay.
I I hope that I will meet
All
during
right.
my lifetime.
Well, that
So
is highly.
it's not
Anything is
bands
possible.
or yeah, yeah.
Anything is possible. But who is like, for instance, say one person that you really looked up to and you have met? Who would that be?
Yeah, that would be George Goliath of Nile.
Oh yeah.
Really looked up into him, the drummer of Nile, as a teenager.
Right.
You know, that's one of the
You would.
things that I got recognition of making Nile covers as
Ah.
a
Okay.
teenager. So yeah, I got to met him at least 2 times. But
That's nice.
same goes with Thomas Hage, the drummer of Meshuggah.
Right. Right. Right.
So both of them were massive influences for me, younger and still are,
Right.
especially Thomas Hage, because I'm still way more a fan of Meshuggah these days than fan of Nile.
Right.
But yeah, these two drummers would be one of those that I actually looked up to as a musician and also got to hang out and connect personally.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So, what were the moments that you remember? How would you define them? What were the awkward moments when you met them, and what were the awesome moments?
Well, the awkward moment with meeting George Calais for the first time was that I had just got to enter in a bar in Nosturi
Yeah.
as an underage person when they when they were playing there, and George had arranged me to the list of Nile.
Oh wow.
I was looking for a toilet as a 17-year-old boy from the upstairs of the now gone Nosturi, which doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
I got up there to the bar, basically the um, Portsari, I don't know how you call it in English. The guy who is
The bouncer, basically. Let's
yeah, yeah,
say.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was asking for a toilet, and he said there, showed his hand to the bar,
Mm.
went there, got shitty drunk, and then went meeting my idol George Calais. That was the awkward moment,
Mm-hmm.
and it was fine. But,
Right.
and what was awkward about meeting Thomas Hage
Mm-hmm.
was that I met him first time in Brazil.
Right.
I was just taking some personal time there. It's many years ago. Um, that I was in a kind of a vacation in Brazil, and
Right.
it just happened that I was looking. I went to Meshuggah's show in Sao Paulo, and kind of accidentally, I suppose, entered into their um, pool party at the terrace of a
Mm-hmm.
um, hotel ceiling room
Okay.
in the center of Sao Paulo.
Okay.
That was wild. I would not have expected that. We had a we had a party. We went to a sauna with singer of Meshuggah, Jens Kidman,
Oh yeah.
and they are Swedish, so and the Brazilian sauna they don't draw the water into the stove.
Mm-hmm.
You just put the stove on and enter into a room of I don't know
Just
40 degrees. And
dry steam.
yeah,
Yeah.
Jens Kidman he had an idea that he would empty a can of uh, trash, and he would take the water inside the can of trash into the sauna and then throw the water
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
the stove.
Well, did it
We
work?
do it like a European way.
Did it work?
Yeah, it
Uh,
worked, but
but like, what was the temperature outside?
oh, yeah, that was hot. Um, I, I think I think it was one of the most hottest summers in Brazil or in Sao Paulo for decades, or that's at least what my friend told me.
Oh my god! And you guys still went for the sauna? You were like, okay, hell with that.
Yeah,
We come from
yeah, I think
Finland.
the
We go
external,
sauna.
yeah, I think the external temperature in that time in Sao Paulo was probably constantly over 30 Celsius.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the weather is extremely humid, so
I bet. I bet. Yeah,
it really drains you off.
yeah.
Yeah.
I bet. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So how has your transition been, like, as being, like, now you can call yourself like completely professional musician, like basically you don't do anything else than music, right? But
That's
how
true.
was the transition coming from being just a hobbyist or playing just as a hobby and becoming like a professional musician? What was the transition? Where did it happen? Which band was it? Or what was the whole cycle? What took you to the point that you said, like, fuck life, it's music now?
Yes. Well, I think that many people have been considering me as a professional musician for a long time regarding the things that I've been doing.
Hmm.
But I consider my profession as a musician nowadays. Um, I can say that I'm a professional musician because my economy is based in that. But before, I guess I would say that I was doing things on a professional level, but that would not be where my income was.
Hmm.
So the whole cycle would be, well, it started from YouTube. I started posting videos actively in
Hmm.
2008. 2008.
Hmm.
Uh, few of my videos went viral in 2009, 2010. Couple more videos went viral, and I guess I started to build some kind of more kind of stable publicity for what I do musically.
Right,
Because at first it would be that I released few videos which went viral, so to speak.
right.
I mean, got a little bit, quite a bit more
Recognition.
publicity than the
Yeah.
other ones, but in between those, I would still be unheard musician. I would post a lot of videos and nobody would see them.
Hmm. Hmm.
I guess it went from YouTube to playing with several bands which who had more name in the Finnish scene, and like Delirium's Order, Before the Dawn, Wolfheart.
Right.
It's not something that I mention very often, but I also played on a um, one video of More Subida.
Oh yeah,
It was not a music video, but it was a kind of like promotional video for University of Oulu.
I see.
So one could say that started from YouTube, then eventually getting some recognition through bands, and then I took break for a couple of years. Um, yeah, just to take some time for myself, and because for many years, since very early age, I had been so focused on being um, being in public,
Right.
doing all these things, because many people would consider me as a rather public person or public musician, even though that would not be my profession then. But
Mm.
yeah, I took some time off, and then eventually coming back to the more public thing was where when I joined Whispered in 2017 for the European tour, and then just things happened, and I got the wonderful opportunity to join Abbath.
Oh yeah.
So
So
that's pretty much my story.
tell about the Abbath joining. How did that happen? That we haven't gotten to yet. Like, oh,
Yeah.
where did that come from, or what really happened?
Well, I always think that different factors in different times play some kind of, maybe not like direct role, but sometimes indirect role of where things are leading towards maybe years after, but many years back there were some social connections where I see that these events or connections years later played a role in me getting to play in Abbath.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, during a time that we were touring in Europe with Whispered,
Mm-hmm.
Winter Sun, and Black Therapy, I think I told maybe Mikko and Joni from Whispered, but I actually got a message back then from Tom Cutoff, the previous bassist, aka King of Hell,
Mm-hmm.
known from Gorgoroth back then during that tour, that he asked if I was available or interested in joining Abbath for some time. And I think he found me from YouTube, but also the drummer Emil Wiksten, who played back then in Abbath band, a Swedish drummer originally known from bands such as Eon, a death metal band from Sweden. He also knew me from YouTube, and I think it was combined with me getting into Abbath was combined with King of Hell finding me from YouTube on his own, and then the previous drummer of Abbath, Emil, also suggesting me, because he was not able to play drums back then, and originally they had to find a drummer for a fixed period.
I see. Okay.
So originally I agreed to this was in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
I agreed to play drums for like 6 months, couple tours, short tours, Russia and Europe, and festival season, festival summer in Europe as well. And then I had an opportunity to continue, so I got an opportunity to play drums on the recent Abbath album Outsider, and then things have been just rolling on. It's been great.
It's been hell of a ride, to say the least.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, I remember because we met each other in Voltside Festival. That was the first time I met Abbath as well. That was pretty cool because we took a selfie with.
You met him?
Yeah, because
Oh.
you guys were just leaving and we were just partying. Because you guys ended your show, we ended our show. We were co-headlining, you were headlining, and then I don't know what the hell it was, what time it was, but we left when you guys stopped. Of course, we met after you guys stopped as well.
Yes,
that was Wolfside.
We met at the hotel
Exactly.
at the countryside.
That was a weirdest hotel of all times, but yeah.
It was really distant. It was really far from the actual place.
Exactly, yeah. It was round about
really
like 20 kilometers away or something like that.
Yeah, it was only field.
Yeah.
It was this really old school, really old looking.
Yeah.
It was not like any hotel or something. It looked like an apartment, actually.
Kind of like a big house, or it was weird stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Bar.
And at the bar. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And the whole point was that the Wolfside Festival is kind of like the festival that you did not have any mobile connection at all. So the point was that Ukri and I, we talked about it, like, we are gonna catch up over there, but we could not get in touch with each other because obviously there's no internet connection, right? So everything had to be kind of like pre-planned or so on. But I caught these guys. Your backstage was different than ours because that was a weird fucking house as well. That was a weird backstage area.
Yeah.
Because the whole festival happens in the middle of woods somewhere. So, and then after that, we went to the hotel. We started because it was our last show for 2 festivals that we did in the whole run. And then we were partying. We were like, hell with this. We're gonna just relax now. And then you guys came in, and you guys had to leave in about 15-20 minutes right after coming to the hotel because you had a flight to catch, and you guys were going somewhere. I don't recall where.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the
Yeah.
time I met Abbath as well. So that was a funny venture meeting him. It was
Mm.
quite a quite a quick meeting. It wasn't like we sat down and so on because you guys had the after show food there at the hotel, which was just not really a
Yeah.
food, but something. And
Usual after
yeah, exactly. So that
after food.
remember our after foods at the European festival? I mean, sorry, European tour.
So
Yeah, pizza,
we would have a lot of like.
pizza,
Well,
pizza,
actually, it's
pizza.
been happening on many tours afterward. Believe me, but
No.
it's crazy. Like instead of getting some proper food after the show, you just get 10 boxes of pizza with only cheese.
Like, what the hell? What do we have today? Aha!
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. What do we have today? Aha! Which pizza is that? Ah, it's the same one. Nice. Right.
Usually not even the tomato sauce,
Yeah.
only cheese.
Only
Right?
like, oh man.
Fucking brilliant.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And yeah, getting back to the point, I think that was the time when I saw you guys live for the first time. I think I've seen you play with Abbath probably twice. That would be it. Once in Wolfside, and I think you played in Tuska as well with Abbath as well, right? No. Or I've seen
No.
you somewhere else. No, somewhere else. I can't recall where. But
Yeah.
yeah, 2 times. But yeah, it was a very interesting experience.
Mm.
But yeah, okay. So considering that, have you ever been demotivated by touring, for instance? Have you gotten like, let's say, any issues with touring or traveling so much or playing so much? Have you ever gotten to the point in your life that you're like, okay, well, fuck this thing. Like, I'm really, I'm really done with it, or I'm like feeling really frustrated with everything. Don't want to do anything. And if you do, you just feel like it does not, it just does not make any sense to do anything because of being practically on the run, playing, and just being executing. But at the end of the day, have you ever come across fixing that problem? And how have you come across fixing that problem?
No, not touring wise.
Mm-hmm.
We have played multiple tours with Abbath, but most of the tours we had couple of weeks or couple of months in between the tours. So I have been always able to recover. Of course, there have been moments in the transitions between tours or even festival shows
Mm-hmm.
that it's been really tiring. But so far, I'm all in that lifestyle. There has not been a question of that I would quit due to being so tired of traveling or
Right.
touring.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, that's great to know.
How-
That's great. No, I have no issues regarding touring and so on. Uh, but musically, of course, you get demotivated because I have shit tons that I do. Basically, I've got
Mm.
at least two. Well, nowadays no active band, but I have had quite a time. Like, of course, Winter Sun was active at the same time. I was working with Damnation Plan to release things at the same year. Winter Sun released the album. Damnation Plan released the album. I've had True Cult Club now, and of course, I had the Estonian band, and then I've done some solo work. Then I've done this, that. So I've had a lot of things going on in the music realm, and that drains you out. So you do get demotivated by that element. And if I were to be on the road all the time, I don't think it would ever happen because I would be more comfortable by just being on the road and just concentrating on that. But sitting at home, then you got to do shit tons of other things as well. So that just piles up um, more of the stress element across. So I think I have come across that. I have tried to deal with it by just just keeping the future in my mind, that that what you do today, there is element that's going to come back to you with that later on. You just got to exert your full on energy right now in order to gain that fruitful venture in the future. Because of course, if you don't
Yeah,
get off your ass now and do things, nothing's going to happen in the future. So
yeah,
so
yeah.
it's
Yeah,
a
I agree that there have been moments or periods where I have not been so motivated, but not to a point that I would question if I would really want to continue doing that.
right.
But
Hmm.
I think that has been an important motivator to have faith for, if you are tired now, you could see that because I'm tired now and I'm putting a lot of effort into what I do now, it could, yeah, as you said, come back later.
Hmm.
So I think it's really important to also have something that you can wait for or look look forward to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely, absolutely. I mean, like, of course, the more you put in, the more you to get out. I mean,
yeah,
it might not be in the same element or the same way or in the same context, but it could be beneficial in many different ways, because every time it's a learning process in order to learn different things from different sides and different the life works in a different interesting way. So I think it's been hard on especially musicians who have been like on the run musicians, basically
yeah,
touring and
yes,
being on the gigging around and so on. For them it has hit really hard, especially me as well. This corona time has hit really hard financially, plus mentally as well. Mentally has been more draining, because you're just like,
yes,
what the hell? You are uncertain about the future. You don't know what's happening. And of course, it starts making
yeah,
you question all the things around, because most
yeah,
of the people still think that, the musicians don't deserve to make money, because we are just like, you know, we're just a piece of
yeah,
art. Why are you asking money? Give us your music and shut up. Play
yeah,
for
yeah,
me. What are you doing? You at my party. You play. It's like a fucking every time you meet a comedian as well, everybody looks at him like, yeah, tell us a joke. What
yeah,
the fuck, dude? I mean, like,
yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
don't go to a military officer or a general and say, like, hey, show me how the gun works. Or do you do
Mm,
that?
mm,
It's like a
yeah,
monkey in the cage all the time, poking, like, yeah, yeah, tell me. Let's see what this monkey do. So, I mean,
yeah,
that's unfortunately has become the kind of realm. And at the end of the day,
mm,
nobody is able to live without music. Tell me a single person who does not have a musical, like, craving, or who
yeah,
seeks
yeah,
music out
yeah,
there. So it's unfortunate. I
mm,
think that has hit many people, and that has made people very um the reality check has come, like, that
yeah, yeah,
what are you doing? So
yeah,
most of the people, everybody just wants to have things for free, but
mm,
that's the world we have come to. I mean, nobody would want to go and steal tomatoes from the store, but they would humbly like to steal the fucking music from any place possible. Like, what the
yeah,
fuck? I mean, what the fuck? That just makes me feel
yeah,
like fucking ridiculous.
yeah,
This is unfortunate.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah,
this is what I meant with, being demotivated and thinking like twice or thrice, like, what am I
yeah.
doing? Why am I doing it? So, those
I,
kind of things.
I think that especially many musicians who have been like really occupied, and many people who um, have been so occupied with their job and basically um, experiencing that, you know, I know from my personal point of view that I know many people who basically experience that who they are and who they were built into what they were doing, and not not now not being able to do that what they have been doing before has also caused some crisis
Absolutely.
of,
Absolutely.
of who am I behind, doing what I do.
Yeah, correct. And that's a
Yeah,
scary part because I mean that's because people think that it's all about rock and roll and fame and sex, drugs, and rock and roll. No,
yeah,
the musicians are very fucking fragile beings, and that's one of the reasons why they're so
yeah,
crazy and fucked up as well. So like
yeah,
minor things like that, what we assume in the world are minor things. What are you
yeah, yeah,
pussying about? Like yeah,
yeah, yeah,
like shit
yeah.
tons of things because the amount of hours we
Mm,
spent behind an instrument to sit and do things, and then everybody is
yeah,
like, well, yeah, so what? Everybody can do it. Okay, then fuck
yeah,
off.
yeah,
Do it. All right. I would
yeah,
love to see you
yeah.
guys do it. Like the amount of
Mm,
pressure that the musicians have to really suffer before going on stage and performing even that for 1 hour. That's as on a scientifically proven element that 8 hour of a construction work is as comparable to 1 hour of a fucking rock concert. So 8 hours of a construction work. So, I mean, that should explain something. And then we still make less money than the
mm,
fucking construction workers sometimes. Like, what the fuck?
yeah,
So,
yeah.
I mean, I'm
It's
not
crazy.
renting
It's
here. I'm
crazy.
not renting here for the fact that, okay, well, we are like, oh, give us money. No, but that's a fact. This the most biggest industry that has been hit, hospitality and of course the entertainment industry. These are the two industries that has been hit most by uh, by the corona venture. Thank you very much, corona. That's why you go bye, corona. Bye bye. Bye, corona. Very nice. Lime inside. Bye, drinky times.
I love Corona beer, by the way.
There
I
you
think
go.
it's way better than Sol, for example.
Sorry, when they're what?
But it needs.
It needs
I
lime. That yeah.
I love. Yeah, but I think it's way better than Sol. You can't really compare those
Yeah,
beers,
I
but
never was a Sol guy either. I mean, I'm not really a big fan of Corona, but like, I think no, that is not kind of a beer that I really like. Um, I know one guy at least in this band that we have who is a big fan of Corona, and
is his name Yari?
no,
No.
no, no, no. He hasn't been around with us for a while though. He has been busy with some other band.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
That guy,
Right on.
known for
Yeah, yeah.
Corona ventures. So he likes Corona a lot. But yeah, I've got
Yeah,
a
yeah.
couple of
I
other.
remember.
Yeah, go ahead,
Yeah,
please.
I remember last time. It was like 6 years ago. I was actually I stayed over Kai's place over the weekend.
Oh yeah, in Vasa.
Yeah,
Ah, I
yeah,
see.
yeah. I've been taking drum classes from Kai for 2 times,
I see.
but last time I stayed in his place over the weekend, and there was no Corona there, but there was some really good red wine.
Oh, that's nice. Yes, exactly. Well, that's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
that was great.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah,
Exactly. So, slowly and gradually, I think we'll start wrapping it up. Like it's been a pleasure, of course, having you here, man. Like it's good talks, and
absolutely, man.
of course,
This
I
has
think
been
it's like these
fucking great.
these talks can last for hours and hours and hours. Like, of course, we haven't even touched our tour. Thank you so very much for your awesome follow. I just have to do one thing, Ukri. Just hold on a second because my system apparently does this thing that if I get a follow sometimes on my stream, my audio just goes away. So it's the best part about this
I can
software.
hear
I
it.
have no idea why it just does that, but it does that. But now you're back in
Yeah,
the stream as well. So the timing was perfect. Just got the follow when you were not saying anything, so nobody got hurt by that. But my final question would be, well, one few of the final questions would be, what do you think that the world as music wise is going into? Like, let's not say just let's not focus only on the metal music, but let's say like where do you think that the music, how far has the music come or how far do you think the music will go? What strange elements could the music bring? Because I'm asking, you have been a creator by yourself as well. You have released an EP, which you guys can, by the way, listen on Spotify also. You can listen to by writing the name Suvilehto, and you can check it out on
Yeah.
YouTube also. So, considering
Actually,
that,
I have actually, just to let everybody know, I have released two solo EPs on a different name. So
aha, which I
the
didn't know
first
either.
EP that I released, I released under artist name Psychosi, and you can, which means psychosis in English.
Right.
That was actually my first solo project of 5 songs that you cannot find it in Spotify, but you can find the songs on YouTube. So
Wasn't that the
the two
first
solo
one? Wasn't that the first one then in 2000 and what was the year? 2011? No, no. 12?
2010.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow. Wow. Yeah.
yeah,
10
10 years
years
ago.
ago. And that is
Yeah,
still the album that you have played everything on by yourself.
yeah.
Exactly.
But the EP that got a little bit more recognition that you can also find on Spotify is released under the name Suvilehto, Syöverestä EP.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's the three.
Anyway,
Yeah.
is your question more about the like music itself as a music or music industry or
Like, what are your thoughts about, like, as we see how the music has developed starting from, you know, back in the days when
I
things
think
were difficult
I
to even.
think that I think that if you look into mainstream music and pop music, um, in speaking in musical terms, the music is just going more and more dull and um, more and more reliant on production rather than music in itself.
Hmm.
So I think that musicality will, I don't know, I don't know how it will go, but speaking of mainstream music, these are my own um, observations that more and more reliant on production and less on actual the like if you strip down all the production polished thing, what is the music itself, the melody, harmony, and rhythm? It hasn't been looking that good for what is the direction going towards. But who knows about the future? I think in metal music, which I know the best from all the music styles I've been listening and observing to, is there has been more and more integration going on from it's not just like we are long-haired guys with our whatever black shirts and whatnot. It's going
Hmm.
more and more integrated into different styles of music, which I have nothing against. I'm actually really supportive for that. I think
Hmm.
it's great.
Right. Okay. Well, that's pretty.
I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the opinion I wanted to know, or basically we all wanted to know that how you feel about the
Yeah.
the development or
Yeah.
underdevelopment of the music. Let's say that which kind of direction do you think the
Yeah.
music is going to, and how do you feel about it? So
Yeah.
getting
So
to
basically,
no,
yeah.
but no, I totally understand your point as well regarding the musical production element and so on. Like that's
Yeah.
unfortunately happening in many nowadays many metal bands as well. They're just all about like the essence is missing
But
generally on.
these are some of the observations some of the things I've been observing for where music has been evolving so far, but
Right.
I don't know where is music leading to. Like probably in all directions.
Sure, I understand. Well, thank you very much, Ukri, and thank you for being here today at this stream. And I would love to have you some other time as well. We'll see when that comes about. And I hope you
Thank
had
you
a
so
good
much.
time. But most of all, like nowadays, it has become a thing that I was supposed to do with my viewership as well. That we always have on Mondays that we have this session where we check out different music, and that's one of the reasons I was talking about. Like, what do you think the music direction is going to? So we listen to different bands, and the viewers bring in suggestions as well that we check out music and we try to look into that and so on. So maybe one day we could do that together as well. That would be interesting to
Absolutely, man.
check out
Yeah,
different, songs and so on.
yeah,
I would love to have the guests like that to do that element together with and talk about
yeah,
new music and see like music that
yeah.
we don't know or music that we know. That would be great to do something together. But as my viewership requests me and requested me if I would have the next guest, because the previous two guests that I had were ANP Reacts and Ruud Jöli from Within Temptation. And now the point is about the backstage food that we talked about, after show food, the lovely one dish that is important, that is not a dish, but pizza. Now, are you a pineapple on the pizza guy, or
Yes,
y- y-
yes, absolutely, man.
you are?
Actually, absolutely, man.
Oh, okay.
100%.
Was
Oh my.
really nice to meet you, man. Have a good day. Because I'm absolutely not. I'm absolutely. This is a war. This channel is all about the war on pineapple on pizza, man. Oh my fucking god. Oh shit.
It's
Oh
great.
no. One of my
It's great.
recently made moderators. I need to really think, people, that if I'm gonna strip down the moderator uh, badge of the gaming metal mouse, because she is the one who has started all this thing going on regarding pineapple on pizza, and so she
Yeah.
was the one who initiated this thing as well. So she just said like, yeah, I love you, Ukri. So yeah, okay.
Yes.
But why? Tell us why.
It's just something that I uh, came up in very young age.
Oh my god.
I will share with the world my special pizza recipe.
Okay.
Recipe.
Recipe.
Recipe. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Which I have been a huge fan of since 4 years old or something. Tuna, garlic, and pineapple. Fucking go for that. Don't
Okay.
fucking miss it.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, people, you have heard it. Oh, I have nothing more to say. Oh my god. Okay. The pineapple. This. You know, the world is not gonna divide based on what music that you like. It's gonna divide on based on if you want to have the pineapple on the pizza or
Pineapple.
not. No,
Yes.
no pineapples, man. No fucking pineapples.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. I love pineapples as the way they are, but no pineapples on pizza. Hell no. Not gonna happen
Yeah.
with me. I tried. I try not try, but like by mistake and by the mistaken ventures that I have sometimes with pizzas, I do get around by having pineapple on the pizza. I do eat it, but no, it's a no.
No, no, man.
Oh man, hell yes. But Ukri, thank you
That's
so
fine.
very much,
I'm
man.
totally fine with that.
Yeah, yeah, me too,
Thank you
me too.
so
I mean,
much, Asim.
absolutely. It's been a pleasure.
I'm really glad that you invited me on this
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
podcast.
That was in my books, so I wanted to do that,
Yeah,
and
that was great. We should do it again.
definitely, definitely. And this time we could do the musical session that I was talking with you about. That
Yeah,
would be
yeah,
cool. So we
absolutely.
could start sharing like a couple of music styles around with each other, and with our lovely viewers as well. So that would be
Yeah.
great. And I have to thank all the lovely viewers for watching, who have come to watch the stream, who have been here and supporting the whole element. Thank you so very much. Thank you for the follow that I got.
Thank you so much.
And Do check out Ukri's YouTube page that I've mentioned right over there on top of Ukri's screen. And check out his Instagram, follow him. Check out the YouTube, follow him. Check out his Spotify EP that I talked about, Suvilehto. And keep in mind that this is not the only episode that's going to happen with Ukri. There will be some more coming up. And on every Mondays, as I mentioned, that I have this session of checking out music. So please do drop by there and check out some music with me. And next Thursday, I might have another guest as well. So keep in touch and have a great night, you all. And now I would have to say goodbyes to Ukri as well. And then we will be seeing us on Monday. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you so very much. Have a great day. And once again, Ukri, thank you so very much for coming here today, man.
Thank you so
Absolutely
much.
a pleasure. Take
Keep in
care.
touch, man.
Absolutely, buddy. Take care.
Take care.
Ciao, ciao. Ciao, ciao.
Bye bye.